Welcome back to Awful Movie Reviews.
Where did everybody go?
You know, I think that remaking bad cinema is a good idea. It gives the story a second chance, but for goodness sakes, don't remake a movie if it's gonna turn out even worse than it already is.
Are you people positive you know what you're doing?
Back when I reviewed Roger Corman's It Conquered the World, I found out that there was a made-for-TV remake released about 10 years later, and it's this week's bad movie. This is Zontar the Thing from Venus.
Zontar or whatever.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of a big plane crash where everyone dies in agony. It's really awful, it's a massive flop. And this is just my luck that the director was Larry Buchanan again, the same talented soul behind Attack of the Eye Creatures.
The President of the United States has great faith in him.
But just before we get going, if there's a bad movie you'd like me to review, just leave me a comment down below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to never miss out on another bad movie review every Friday and cult horror movie review every Tuesday.
It'll be done.
Director Buchanan just had to do what he knows best and totally mess this up. This guy just doesn't know how to make a film.
The days when people made fun of me are over.
It doesn't add anything new to the original, and that wouldn't be a problem if it was entertaining and gave audiences a good time, which obviously it fails to do. In many ways, it's just a colored reconstruction of the original picture, which was already quite bad to begin with. So it's surprising that this came out even worse. You can't do this kind of stuff by accident.
You know, it's strange. After all this time and money and work,
none of that was actually injected into this movie. So yes, we get the same story of an alien from Venus landing near a small town and hiding out in a cave, which itself looks pretty fancy. For once we have a cave scene that was filmed somewhere else than Bronson Canyon.
what? Well, that's impossible.
We get the same character who develops a special relationship with the alien. The visitor can stop all power in the town. It still has those little creatures that fly around and sting people to control them. We get the same scenes of the townsfolk being evacuated, the wife going crazy at the end and deciding to take matters into her own hands and kill the alien, and the main character riding around on his bicycle, just like in the original. But instead of Peter Graves, we get a sleepy John Agar. He's probably the best thing about this whole movie. And even so, I found the acting to be pretty subpar at best. I was a little disappointed by him.
For the first time, I'm confused.
They changed up the look of the monster though. Now it looks like a giant bat. It actually looks kinda cool. It would have been interesting if they gave it plenty of screen time, because as it's a tradition in terrible B-movies like this, it only rarely appears. Instead, we've got to sit through this boring movie from hell.
I can't find anything wrong.
The acting is awfully corny, and the colors look all lurid and washed out. Since this was a television movie, sometimes between the scenes before and after the commercial breaks, the score just awkwardly fades away and then reappears out of nowhere.
I don't understand it.
Understand it? Of course not. No one understands it.
This whole thing from beginning to end is really poorly executed. Overall, this is one of the worst movie remakes I've ever seen in history. I stand by what I said. Even compared to other bad remakes, this is really bottom of the barrel. What an awful movie.